How's it going, everyone? Marriland here. Last time we got done exploring the Petalburg Woods. Now we're in the northern part of Route 104. So, from the start, you're going to want to talk to this guy right here. What's up? I like to shout my lungs out. It feels so good. You can have this, so try it out. Use it on a Pokemon and it will learn a move that attacks with its voice. If the move is used several times in a row, it becomes more powerful. That's right, he's going to give you the very first TM of the game, or Technical Machine as it stands for, TM49, Echoed Voice. A word of advice, a TM, or Technical Machine, can be used many times. It won't go away, so try it out as many times as you want. If you are familiar with the older Pokemon games, starting with Generation 5, or Black and White, TMs are now unlimited use. So you can use them as many times as you like. So I definitely recommend doing that. Echoed Voice is a normal type special based move, and it starts with 40 power, which is roughly equivalent to, I don't know, maybe pound or something. So it's pretty good. Pokemon that could benefit a lot from this are ones like Wingull or Ralts specifically, because Ralts doesn't really have a lot of attacking moves at this point. You can also use this move multiple times in a row, and every time you use it, the power will increase by 40. Up to, I think, 200 power, so it's actually very darn good. It's not as good on Pokemon with lower special attack, but it's still not too bad, because once you use it once, then future uses are like 80 power and then 120 power, so that's very nice. For instance, even though Taylor only has 12 special attack, you know, it still might be pretty good. Maybe better than Growl. Growl's kind of okay, though. Like, it's totally your call. But Pokemon like Wingull, which typically have a little bit higher special attack, Pokemon like Ralts, which need moves, and, you know, any other various Pokemon. Like, I think, Beautifly and Dustox, actually, I don't know if they can learn it or not. But whatever the case, it is a good move. You might as well teach it at this point in the game to several Pokemon that have it. Could really help. Alright, there's an Oran Berry here. Actually, there's two. There's two Cherry Berries, which are very similar to Pecha Berries, except they heal paralysis instead. There's also 3 Pecha Berries on this tree. So what is this building here? This is the Pretty Petal Flower Shop. Let's go ahead and check it out. So, inside, you can talk to this girl here, and she will ask if you want to learn about berries. Oh, sure, let's just see. You know, saying pretty much what I've told you, but she doesn't really give you anything. This person here, let's see, you can find berry patches using the area nav. That's kind of cool. You talk to this lady back here. Hello, flowers will bloom beautifully and bear many berries if you take good care of them. You'll like tending flowers, I'm sure. You can have this. She'll give you the Whalmer Pail. This can be used to water berries. Which is very nice. Or should I say, very nice. It increases the yield that you'll get from them, which is pretty cool if you water them rather frequently. I'm trying to be like my big sisters. I'm growing flowers too. Here you go, it's for you. Sweet. She gives you a random berry each day. One of the basic berries. In this case, she gave me the Aspear Berry, which, heals sleep, I'm pretty sure. No, it doesn't. That's the Chesto Berry. I think Aspear's what? Freeze? Let's just take a look. Yeah, frozen. It's Chesto that heals sleep. But yeah, I mean, you could plant these berries if you'd like. I guess I'll go ahead and plant one here. I don't recommend planting the berries too often early on because it's a hassle getting back to them. They do at least fall on the ground if you neglect them, but, you know, it's a little more inconvenient. Although maybe things have changed. I don't know. I'll just water this one here with the Whalmer Pail. And now it'll be all set. In fact, let me just go ahead and plant an Oran Berry. I mean, I guess I have plenty. In fact, I think... I'm not entirely sure on this, but let's just try it out. I think if you set down multiple berries and then use your Whalmer Pail, yeah, you can just press left and right to water them without having to go into the menu each time. Okay, so don't head this way yet. You don't want to go right just yet because you can actually sneak around back here. There's a nice patch of grass, but there's also some hidden items. Right here, you'll find a hidden Pokeball. Cool, can't go wrong with that. There's also a hidden Super Potion right nearby. Awesome! And looks like there's a Pokemon here. I think it's just a Tailo. There are not any new Pokemon in this area. They have the same Pokemon available as the southern part of Route 104. It's just the levels are a little bit higher. So don't worry, you probably got them all already. Alright, I don't need to fight you. Let's just run away. Okay, and last but not least back here, there is an X attack. This is an item, a single-use item that can be used in battle that will temporarily raise your lead Pokemon's attack by 1 stage, or effectively 50%. That's pretty nice. It can really help if you're in a tough fight and you need to do some extra damage. Oh no, I can't get away! Well, that's a shame. Although Shroomish is almost level 10, so I should probably just switch out and knock this thing out. Let's try fight it with my Tailo. Sand attack, not again. Alright, I'm going to quick attack you. Oh, it needs to do some more damage. That's what it needs to do. You know what? I think I'm going to switch out. This Zigzagoon's being a lot more of a hassle than I thought it'd be. Alright, let's just water gun this thing. Hopefully that'll do enough to knock it out. And it doesn't! Wow! What a shame. Okay, here we go! Finally, this level 7 Zigzagoon has been knocked out. All that work for just a little bit of experience. Oh well. Alright, let's get out of here, because you know what? There's some more stuff to do in the northern part of Route 104. So right over here, let's see, what kind of tips? Yeah, this is talking about double battles. You know what? I'll show you that in a moment. Whoops, I don't need to read that again, of course. So there's a trainer right here, and she has another Zigzagoon. So make sure you have something that can handle that. In fact, actually, speaking of Zigzagoon, mine has Pickup, so I got an item on it. If you have a Zigzagoon with the ability Pickup, you'll want to check it every now and then. If it's holding an item, you want to take it off, because otherwise it can't pick up any more items. Alright, let's go ahead and fight this girl here. We must have been fated to meet. May I ask you for a battle? Well, you can ask. Yeah, sure, I'll fight. It's Lady Cindy. And she's got a Zigzagoon. Alright, so this thing's level 10. Rather strong for a Zigzagoon, but that's okay. Not only that, but you'll get a lot of money for fighting against this Zigzagoon. And I was going to use Stun Spore, but you know what? Like Rich Boy, what was it? Rich Boy Winston, I think? On the southern part of Route 104, Lady Cindy, she uses a full restore when the Pokemon gets weak. So that will heal the paralysis status condition. So let's just go ahead and use Water Gun. It looks like this thing's faster than my Mudkip. Not that that's overly surprising, but, you know. Okay, so it's important to keep track of how many times you've been hit by things. Like Tail Whip, like Growl. Particularly Tail Whip. If you get hit by that too much, you're going to want to switch out, because that will reset the stat changes. And that can be handy. Now, in this case, I managed to knock out Lady Cindy's Zigzagoon without her using a healing item. However, if that Zigzagoon's hit points falls down to the red, so about 25%, she may use a full restore on it to restore it to full. Keep that in mind. Trying to knock it out in either 2 or 3 hits without getting too low in hit points, that's the way to go. Okay, so looks like we have another trainer up ahead. Let's go ahead and fight her. Should I or shouldn't I? Okay, sure, I will battle. Okay, Lass Haley. She's got a Lotad. And I've got a Shroomish. Okay, so one thing to note about Grass-type Pokemon, they will not be affected anymore by Spore moves like Stun Spore Or moves like Leech Seed. Actually, I don't think they were ever affected by Leech Seed, but in Generation 5, they're no longer affected by moves like Stun Spore. I could show you, but it wouldn't really matter, so I think I'm just going to try Tackle and see how much that does. Actually, that did pretty good. Okay, cool. Wow, and that did not do very much at all, even for being a critical hit. Good job, Shroomish. Hey, speaking of Shroomish, that's the next Pokemon on her team. So I'm actually going to leave my Shroomish out, just so I can get some experience, because I'm not using the experience share right now. And I'm going to switch to Tailo, which will be super effective against this thing because it's a Grass-type Pokemon. The only thing I want to avoid is if it uses Stun Spore on me. Or if its Effect Spore ability triggers. That's a little less than fun. Oh, no. See, now I'm paralyzed, darn it. Okay, that kind of stinks. But you should have at least one Paralyze heal. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's actually all you can get right now. Also, Cherry Berries will heal you from paralysis. Oh my goodness. 2 turns in a row of not being able to hit due to paralysis. That is not cool. There's actually only a 25% chance of not being able to hit when you're paralyzed. So the odds of that happening are rather low. There we go. Yeah, take that, Shroomish. And you'll get a little bit of money afterwards. Okay, so I could just run all the way back to the Pokemon Center, but since I do have the items to cure these status conditions, let's use the Super Potion, or not the Super Potion, I'm sorry, the Paralyze Heal that I found while I was inside of the forest, and let's use a potion on Tailo. I could use a potion on Mudkip. I probably should use a potion on Mudkip, but I won't, because there's not too many more fights left. Okay, so, a double battle is about to happen. Whenever you're in a double battle, your top 2 Pokemon up here are the ones that will be sent out. So you want to make sure that the top 2 Pokemon are ones that you will actually want to use in this battle. I don't recommend having any water types around here, although I guess Mudkip is the only real water type that's a problem at this point, because both of the other ones shouldn't be a problem, but I don't know. Flying type Pokemon is your best friend in this fight. Okay, let's go ahead and fight against the first double battle in the game. The twins. Alright, so twins Gina and Mia want to fight. They'll use a Lotad and a Seedot. That's right, the 2 Pokemon that are version exclusive. You can only get Seedot if you're playing Omega Ruby, and you can only get Lotad if you're playing Alpha Sapphire. Unless you trade, of course. So, that being said, let me go ahead and target the Lotad. Because remember, Seedot very well may use Bide. You could also divert your efforts into taking out the Seedot before it even can pull off Bide. In fact, I think I'm going to do that instead. Okay, so it's using Bide. That means unless I want to take a lot of damage, I really have to focus my efforts on knocking it out. In a double battle, you get to choose which Pokemon of the opponents you want to target with your moves. Some moves, like Bubble here, they actually target multiple opponents. Some moves will even hit your ally as well, like Earthquake. It damages all Pokemon on the field other than the user. So keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and use Tackle to knock that thing out, so it will not be a threat to me any longer. And let's use Peck against the Lotad. Using some strategy is very important when you're fighting in a double battle, because you can either target the same Pokemon twice to try and turn it into a 2-on-1 fight, or you could try to split the damage, although that's generally not recommended, because you want to knock out a trainer's Pokemon as quickly as possible, so that way you have the edge. See, now it's just a 2-on-1, making it very easy. Ooh, this is wonderful. So Shroomish gets Mega Drained at level 12. this is a very good move for Shroomish at this point. I'm gonna get rid of Worry Seed because it really is not that helpful for me right now. So let's just go ahead and get rid of that. It's one of those hidden moves, or egg moves. But Mega Drain is very nice. I know I do have Absorb. Actually I don't have Absorb, because I have Worry Seed instead. A normal Shroomish would have Absorb, in which case you should probably just get rid of Mega Drain, or I'm sorry, get rid of Absorb for Mega Drain. But since mine had a hidden move, that replaced Absorb, its normal first move. So that did not end up being the case. Okay, so this fisherman here, you can fight him as well. He's a water Pokemon expert, he says, but we'll put him to the test and see just how much of an expert he is. No, he's not an expert at all. He only has Magikarp on his team. Thankfully, he does not have 6 Magikarp. He only has 3, and they're only level 7. These things can do nothing to you. All they can do is use Splash, and that does absolutely nothing. So if you really are hungry for experience, you can just switch around all your Pokemon and get maximum experience from them. Or you could use a Pokemon that doesn't do a lot of damage, and just kind of keep training it that way. But I think I'm going to make this quick and just use Mega Drain against it, because that is more than sufficient. The only problem is Magikarp don't give a lot of experience, so it's arguably a bit too much hassle for what you get out of it. Yep, just as I told you. 3 level 7 Magikarps. Well, I guess technically Magikarp. I oftentimes do this. I say Magikarps, or, you know, put the S at the end of a Pokemon's name. But technically, Pokemon, they are the same regardless of if it's one or many. So, you know, it could be, say, a horde of Poochyena as opposed to a horde of Poochyenas. Just so you know. Anyway, let's see. This Oranberry tree has 4 berries. That's awesome. Let's go ahead and pick these. And let's pick 4 cherry berries. And, oh, let's talk to her. Oh, there we go, a Chesto berry. Cool. Now, I don't remember if she gives you a berry each day or if it's just a one-time thing where she gives you the Chesto berry. A lot of the trainers that give you a berry will give you more if you talk to them again. So keep that in mind. I can't remember if she's one of them, though. But should be easy enough to figure out if you go back there. Anyway, here's the entrance to actually not Rustboro City. That's right up ahead. However, before we go in properly, I'm going to show you what it's like to sneak around here. Yeah, you can just kind of sneak around here and get an X defense. Sort of like that X attack I showed you earlier, except it raises your defense by 1 stage instead. You can only get that item if you kind of sneak behind the fence like this. It's not a must-have, but hey, you know what? Might as well pick it up. Anyway, I think that covers everything on Route 104 for now. You can come back later once you have access to Surf, and you can surf over there. But I clearly don't have that, so yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you on the next episode. See you next time, everyone.